Hey there, I'm Angela Sharp, and welcome to the Daily Mix. Were you one of the 29,000 people, 29,000 people that were at the Battlehawks game yesterday? That's right, football is back in St. Louis with the XFL, and people really seem to love it. Now, this is awesome. So we got to come see the players kind of made their grand entrance through. The crowd was outside, there was bands out there, a DJ, everybody just really trying to pump everybody up for this inaugural season of the XFL. And as you can see, some people came wearing costumes, but really it was the football that people were there to see. You know, that, and there was a lot of let's say unfavorable things mentioned about Mr. Kroenke, right? So those were messaged. So I asked Facebook and Twitter, I said, are you guys supporting the Battlehawks because you missed football or because you hate Stan? And they said yes. So it's really both of those things. Actually, Kurt, who is a friend of the show, he's been on the Daily Mix before, Kurt Heidinger, the president of the Battlehawks, said for this third game coming up against LA, they might even open that upper deck. That would be pretty nice, right? To sell out the dome against LA. I don't know, it's just nice to have another sport here in town. And you know, we definitely love our sports here in St. Louis. And one event that I can't get enough of is our annual Budweiser Guns N' Hoses boxing event. Now, we now know that it was a record-breaking $900,000 donation was raised from the event in November from that sold-out event. Now, that money will go to the Backstoppers to help support families of first responders who have died or suffered a devastating injury in the line of duty. You can learn more and maybe donate yourself at stlgunsinhoses.com and backstoppers.org. And of course, you guys, we really do have a very generous community. Heat Up St. Louis also raised a record donation during the 20th annual Hardee's Rise and Shine for Heat benefit that took place over Valentine's weekend. Hey, wait, hold on a second. On that photo right there, that's Megan O, who is also a friend of our show. She hosts a show here on STL TV, but she's also the in-game host of the Battlehawks. And I like to think I know a little bit about in-game hosts. She knocked it out of the park the other day, so that's pretty awesome. You know, this event raised $705,000. That's a massive 76% increase over the $400,000 goal. The money raised will help Illinois and Missouri seniors, the disabled, and low-income families with delinquent heating bills throughout the end of March. You can check out heatupstlouis.org to learn more. And a little bit later in the show, I have Shana Watkins coming on from Shana Watkins Photography. She's gonna tell us all we need to know about what she does and helps you do so that maybe you will actually take pictures of your kids or yourself or whatever you need to get done. And she's even gonna give us some tips of her own. So let's get started on today's Daily Mix. Bo Meester is back in St. Louis and on the road to recovery. He made his return a week after suffering a cardiac episode on the bench during a game in Anaheim, February 11th. He issued a statement thanking the entire hockey community for their support and concern. In that statement, Jay didn't mention what lies ahead for his hockey career, but he is expected to address the media about his future in the coming days. You know, seriously, the hockey community really all came together for him. Every team kind of sent out little messages about, you know, good luck and we're wishing you well. Even Vegas, who they played the very next day, had a banner for their fans to sign, wishing him a road to recovery. But I would reckon to guess he's probably gonna end up retiring after this. But you have to consider what a great career he had. He was traded to the Blues in 2013, and he has one of the longest Ironman sticks in NHL history. From 04 to 14, he played in 737 consecutive regular season games. He was in 2 All-Star games. He represented Canada multiple times. And of course, he is part of our Stanley Cup champions. You know, I got to catch up with him on the parade route for the Stanley Cup. Take a look.
You gotta know, what does it mean to finally get the Stanley Cup?
It's awesome. I don't know. Still taking a while to sink in, I think, but This is crazy. I've never seen anything like this, so it's amazing to be a part of the first team to win here. And
You are a part of history now forever. Forever, Blues fans are going to rattle your name off with that squad that gave them their first Stanley Cup. Do you even know what that means for not only you, but your kids, your grandkids, and so forth?
I don't think any of us really know right now. It'll take a while to process, but it's cool. I mean, it's something we're going to be connected for the rest of our lives, and this response is amazing. I'm really, really proud to be a part of this.
We're happy to have you. Can you tell us that we got the cup?
We got the cup.
I gotta say, he's such a nice guy, and I think I threw him a little off at the end there. He was expecting me to do my trademarked, give me a Let's Go Blues. Such a nice guy, so I'm just glad he's on the road to recovery. And you know, the Blues made a huge announcement just yesterday. That's right, Winter Classic fun is back. Not back here in St. Louis, but the Blues will be participating against the Wild in Minnesota in Target Field. So that's pretty exciting. And you know, that's not a far drive for all of us St. Louis Blues fans. So I'm guessing a lot of season ticket holders are already making their way and planning their trip down there. I think that'd be a ton of fun to go down there for that. Last week, hundreds of girls attended an event at the Joyner-Kersee Center to celebrate National Girls and Women in Sports Day with one of the greatest female athletes of all time. The event celebrated the achievements of women in sports while offering inspiration to the next generation. Several former female athletes and businesswomen joined a roundtable discussion where they talked about the importance of equal opportunity in sports, and they offered their advice to help those girls and unlock their potential in sports and beyond. Be sure to keep an eye out on STL TV for our complete coverage of the event. You can also learn more about the Jackie Joyner-Kersee Foundation at jjkfoundation.org. You know, St. Louis has been taking great strides in the fight against climate change and the efforts to reduce our carbon footprint. And it's not going unnoticed. Ladders recently took a closer look at which U.S. cities are the most environmentally friendly. And St. Louis was ranked as one of the greatest cities in America. Our awesome parks, low amount of waste per person, and shorter commutes all help land us in the top 3. That's not too shabby. And our parks and walkability are just a couple of the reasons that Curved has named St. Louis one of the 10 best cities in the U.S. to move to right now. The Cortex, City Foundry, Gateway Arch National Park, and the future soccer stadium are just a few more of the many reasons Curbed agreed St. Louis is a great place to be. You could read the article on curbed.com under Where to Live in 2020. Wouldn't that be fun to just go to wherever they said to live for that year and just live there for a year? I think that'd be fun. You guys, there's a brand new baby at the St. Louis Zoo. A male black and white colobus monkey named Teak was born February 3rd. He can be seen here with his large family at the primate house during regular zoo hours. Baby Teak stays with mom, Cecilia, for nursing and sleeping, but it's common to see him with the other members of the family throughout the day while mom eats or interacts with other family, or, you know, she just needs a break like everybody else. If you want to see baby Teak, you can in person visit the zoo daily from 9 to 5. For more information, visit stlzoo.org. You guys know this, right? The Muni is one of my all-time favorite places. And in St. Louis, it is thanks to a $2 million grant from Purina that the West Lawn is about to undergo a massive makeover ahead of the 2020 season. The new Purina West Lawn will serve as a dynamic space where you can gather for meals and entertainment and recreation. They have a small performance stage to showcase local talent, art installations, photo ops, game areas. There's going to be lush landscaping and a whole lot more. To learn more about the Purina West Lawn in the 2020 season, visit muni.org. And you guys, you don't have to wait to summer to celebrate the Muni's 102nd season. The Muni Young Friends have joined forces with Yoga Buzz to combine two of their favorite things, yoga and show tunes. Show Tunes Yoga is an hour-long, all-levels yoga class set to classical show tunes. And don't worry, it's perfectly fine if you find yourself singing along during your poses. Show Tunes Yoga will take place at Webster University on Sunday, March 8th from 9 to 10 a.m. For more information, check out Show Tunes Yoga with Yoga Buzz event page on Facebook and Eventbrite. I've never done yoga before, but this Show Tunes Yoga might make me do that, especially if they play any Oliver. Oliver is my all-time favorite musical. Arch Madness is actually almost here. Can you believe it's now in its 30th year? So soon, 10 teams will be competing in the State Farm Missouri Valley Conference Men's Basketball Championship for an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Arch Madness makes its return to the Enterprise Center on Thursday, March 5th, and runs through the 8th. You can find a full schedule, ticket information, and more at archmadness.com. Now, once a year opportunity to see hundreds of orchids from one of the world's largest and greatest collections is happening right now. That's right, the Missouri Botanical Gardens 2020 Orchid Show features a Myron-inspired theme with an artistic twist. The Orthwine Floral Display Hall has been transformed into a lush rainforest filled with vibrant, blooming orchids and tropical floral, which is going to be so cool. The show also features a moss-covered mannequins with beautiful botanical headdresses created by the American Institute of Floral. The 2020 Orchid Show is open daily from 9 to 5 through March 22nd. There will also be an Orchid Nights wine event tasting on Thursday the 5th from 6 to 8. To learn more, visit mobot.org/orchidshow. And it's one of my favorite parts of the show, you guys. I love this part of the show. It's giveaway time. We have 5 pairs of tickets to give away to our viewers for this awesome event. Yes, see all the orchids you want. My grandma loves orchids. We're gonna post all the details on our Facebook page, so make sure you head over there and enter for your chance to win. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard this, but for a long time I heard my friends talking about this place, Recess, and they said it was in the Grove, but I couldn't find it. So you know what? We went and we found it for one of Angela's adventures. Check it out.
Johnson, the GM here at Recess, where it's Saturday every day. Now, this is a really fun kind of environment, but for people who might have not heard about you before, what do you have here?
We have a little bit of everything. So as you can see, we have a nice little lounge over here. You can play Uno, Trivial Pursuit, Life. We have a Nintendo lounge, play old school Nintendo games. Behind us, we have creme de la creme of Recess STL, which is our air bowling. That's our signature game. Then we have bocce ball, ping pong, just about anything your heart desires.
Uh-oh, there's more. Oh, there's lots. Ha-ha, killed him. I don't know what I'm doing here. Killing. Oh no, I'm dying. Oh no, I'm dying. That doesn't really count. It's supposed to go in the hole, but you know, whatever. This is my favorite part of the day. We're gonna make photographer Travis come from behind the camera again and play a little Connect 4. Are you any good at this?
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, Travis. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think Travis is a good sport. We are ready to play some Jenga. Gonna have so much fun. Travis, you're up. Broke it.
You guys, that was a ton of fun at Recess STL. I have to say, you know, Travis and I, we kind of went just with each other, but we had a ton of fun just by ourselves. But we saw some big groups coming in, like bus loads of people, and you could tell they were all having a really great time. But that air bowling, where you throw the football at the bowling cues, like, that was really, really hard. Really, really hard. But a ton of fun right over there in Grove. Definitely should check it out. And it's a part of the show where my guest joins me. So happy to have you here, Shana.
Yes.
Yes, I said it right. Now, you own your own photography studio.
Right.
How long have you been in business?
Yeah, so it's been about 17 years now, hard to believe. I started before my youngest was born, and now he's 14, so it's been awesome to kind of track what's going on with my business with where he is in his life. Like, I have to kind of do the math.
I would assume, though, as a professional photographer, you have a lot of photos of him.
I do, but I have the same problem everyone else has, I think, of getting them off my phone, off my computer, and get them into something where everyone can enjoy them.
Yeah.
So I actually came up with a way to put them together in an album. We call it the family album, where I help people organize their digital photos and get them into something that the family can enjoy.
So how would that work? I would come to you with my phone and be like, here?
Almost, yeah. We use an app for it,
Okay.
of course. And I have detailed instructions on how to organize it, and then transferring it to me, and then I go through and I edit the images to make sure the color's the best it can be. And then then I design each of the pages kind of thematically with different things. Like, it could be a birthday page, it could be Christmas, it could be first day of school, whatever it is. And it was really fun to see my kids' own reaction to this, because they've seen lots of pictures on my phone. But instead of scrolling your life away, you could actually just open this and flip through it, and the kids are like, oh, I didn't remember that. I don't remember that shirt. Where were we? And that was just really fun to see.
You know what? That is actually very true. I'm one of those people who takes a ton of photos on my phone. And, you know, every once in a while, I'll, you know, go print them out somewhere, but then they sit in a box in my house, and I don't ever look at them again.
Right.
So this is a good way to kind of keep them handy and look through them and just kind of reminisce.
Yeah, and if a kid's like, hey, I need a picture for second grade for a project I'm doing at school, you can go right to your album, open it up, figure out where it is, and then it'll match the archive that you have too. So
That's beautiful.
So you can pull it. Yep.
Now, not only do you do that, but you actually take professional photos of kids or families or even headshots.
Yeah, absolutely. So portraits, a lot of different portraits for newborns up to families of 3 generations, grandma, kids, grandkids. I just love working with families and people and showing them that they can accomplish this task, which sometimes seems really overwhelming, but I can be helpful and take them from what to wear and where we should go.
Wait, so you're doing you can do all of that with them?
Yeah.
Like help them pick out, maybe if they're color coordinating or whatever?
Yeah, we have a whole process on how to do that where it really just takes the guesswork and stress out of it for the parents. You know, you don't have to take 3 trips to the mall to kind of figure out what everybody's gonna wear. We go through the closets first, and if we can't find what we need there, I can sit down at the computer, we can order things. So really, I just wanna help people kind of make that step and not feel so overwhelmed.
Why do you think people aren't taking as many photos professionally as they once did?
I mean, there's definitely the phone, right? People think, oh, well, maybe I have it, but there's something really special about marking each of the milestones. You know, maybe it's not something you do every year, but when there's something that's, you know, going from babyhood to childhood, childhood to teen, like there's some transitions that are really important to mark. Senior portraits, we do those as well. But yeah, I think having a professional do it for you is totally different than being the mom who's trying to organize her Christmas photo in front of the Christmas tree, right? Everybody's like, oh my gosh, can you just please take that for me, because I do not want to do that. So, you know, we give them portraits they can put on their Christmas cards, not in front of the Christmas tree maybe, but something they can also put on their walls and send out to share, and just take that pressure off of the parents to do that.
So I assume after all these years, you're really good about getting the little ones to kind of pay attention to you, because, you know, I have a niece and a nephew, and sometimes they just don't want to participate in what I'm doing.
Right, yeah, so you have to be engaging. I have 4 kids of my own, so there's really not a whole lot that surprises me. I know parents come in worried, like, oh, is my kid gonna behave? Is the kid gonna listen? You know, is this even gonna turn out? So being able to interact with the kids and build a relationship, especially over the years. You know, a lot of my families are coming back, you know, year after year, every couple of years, so the kids know me, they're comfortable with me, and they know I'll be fast. I'm really super efficient at this point in my career.
Absolutely.
I can knock out a family session with individuals and mom and the kids, dad and the kids in about 20 minutes.
Oh, and that's what people. Oh, and look at some of these great photos that we're showing too. And that's what people love. Is people love to be able to get this done in a timely fashion. Nobody wants to spend all day. Well, maybe some people, but not a lot of people.
Yeah, it's the best way to get dad on board generally. Is like 20 minutes. I just need 20 minutes. Yeah.
And they all look great, and of course you're doing that, but I know you were going to share some tips for us. If we wanted to take photos on our own, you had some tips.
Yeah, so I thought of 3 things that might be helpful. So the first would be considering your lighting. So making sure you have enough light. If you're using your phone camera or a point and shoot, that can be a challenge. So if you're outside, you want to make sure you have enough light, but you don't want to be in bright sun. So find some light shade, or photograph earlier in the morning, later in the evening, where you still have light, but it's not as harsh.
Okay.
And then if you're indoors, if you can open up windows and doors and things like that to get more natural light in, that's really gonna help too.
Oh, beautiful.
So that's the first one. The second one I was thinking of would be not to just walk around taking things at your normal perspective. So if you have little ones, get down to their level. If they're
so
babies,
I gotta get down here.
get on the floor. Yeah, so you can see the world from their perspective and get that eye contact. That's really awesome with the kids. So kind of change your angle. Try not to just do the obvious thing. And sometimes it's getting up high and getting a view over our head, or getting down low and looking up. But just vary that so you don't feel like you're just kind of doing the same old thing.
Same thing all the time.
Yeah, and then the third one, I was thinking would be something about composition, so like how you arrange things in the portrait. And that would be, instead of using what most people do is kind of just center everything, right? You put the face right in the middle, is dividing your frame of your photo into 9 pieces. So 3 sections horizontal, 3 sections
and
vertical.
3, okay.
Yeah, and then on the inside, there's gonna be 1 square in the middle, kind of like tic-tac-toe board, and you wanna work toward the outside corners of that. So your subject's gonna be a little bit offset. So instead of doing just straight in the middle, it's another way to add a little bit more interest, is to put your focus, usually it's like your child's face or something like that, just a little off, and then have some of the background or what they're doing around them. But definitely get as close as you can always, because there are limitations to phone cameras and to point and shoot cameras as far as the zoom features.
Well, this is why we're coming to you, and you have a special deal for our viewers, right?
Yeah, I do. So you can, if you book with me, go to shanawatkins.com. You can send me a message through my contact form, mention the Daily Mix when we talk on the phone, and if you schedule before the end of the week, you'll get 10% off your session.
So look at that. If you were thinking about, man, I haven't had taken photos of my family, or maybe just your kids. I mean, some people don't want to be part of the photo taking experience. I get that. But maybe you want to take a picture of your kid.
Yeah.
This is a great way to do that and get 10% off.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks so much.
You guys definitely check her out and definitely take advantage of that deal. It's all right there on your page. You can find her on Facebook, Instagram, and of course, she has her very own website. And you guys always should be following us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the whole 9. You also can send us a message at thedailyMix@stltv.net. We do want to hear from you. Let me know what you want to see on here. We'll see if we can get it done. That's going to do it for the Daily Mix. We keep it right here on STL TV and Experience St. Louis.